What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Ethan Does Disc Golf. In today's video, I have a super exciting announcement to make, and that is going to be that I'm going to be in the Magic City Mega Bowl. If y'all don't know what that is, that's a huge disc golf tournament that's going to have around 350 people all in the Birmingham area playing disc golf together, having a real fun time. There's going to be all the way up to MA 65 and WA 65, I think is what it's called. But yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm this year going to be a part of it, and it's my first year doing it. I'm super excited, and also Jonathan is going to be there with me, so I'm probably going to record a little bit of those videos. They're going to be in my YouTube shorts, which, speaking of, my YouTube shorts have popped off like crazy, and I really appreciate y'all for helping me hit 86 subscribers today. That's crazy. So the day this is uploaded, I've hit 86 subscribers, and I'm super excited to keep growing with y'all. We're definitely going to hit that 100 subscriber goal. And don't forget, when we're doing it, we're having a giveaway. I'm going to give away some discs. And yeah, I'm super excited about that. But yeah, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a tournament prep, basically going over what's going on in my mind during the tournament, 5 different ways you can prepare yourself for the tournament, different things you can do. And I'm super excited to get into it. And I hope y'all are too. So let's get over there and get started. Okay, so in today's video, I'm out here at the hangar in Tuscaloosa. As you can see, I'm at hole 1. But the first thing that I always like to do whenever I'm going into tournaments is I like to look them up or go to the park where they're going to be held at. You know, you can't really know what you're getting into unless you figure it out, do some research on it, or actually go there and play. And I think that's a #1 detail that you got to do. Now, at this first day of the tournament, it's a 3-day tournament, I'm not able to go out there and practice because it's tomorrow. I haven't had time to make it up to Birmingham, but it's going to be out at Humbletree. I haven't had time to play there, but I've watched a video on how the course is going to be. That's going to give me the layout, know what I need to throw. And yeah, so that's going to really help me out for whenever I get up there. Another huge thing that I have started to incorporate into my tournaments and into my playing is I have started playing it safe. You know, I've got a putt from right here, which a mid-range would be good for that. But there's some times where you can't throw a mid-range when you're closer up because it'll go right over. But things that I have started to do is I have started to play it safe, lying it up to the basket instead of actually just trying to put it all the way from here. Because if I try that, there's a chance I could go, 30 feet over and then put myself in a not par situation. So I've started to play it safe a lot more and put myself in more par situations. I'm out here at hole 2, and this is a perfect example of my next thing that you should do in your tournaments. For some people, if you don't have the straightest throws, there's a Mando out there, and you don't know if you're going to make it through, but you still want to go for it. So just like this, you're going to go up to it and throw. And, there's a chance you can make it through like that. But what's going to happen when you go and you throw like this and you don't make it through that one time? Luckily, I made it through with both of those. So let's see if I can grab another disc. And, you go to throw it and say it doesn't make it through. That one made it through, but say it doesn't and it goes to the side of it. You've got to go to the drop zone now, and that adds a stroke for you. So one thing I would definitely recommend, if you don't have your straightest throws down or you don't have the best disc that you can throw straight with you, I definitely recommend doing a little something where you just take it, you just take your disc and just lightly toss it up to it and just let it sit right there and throw through the Mando. So right here is where that disc went that I barely threw to it, and as you can see, I'm not that far from the basket compared to if I went outside of the Mando to the sides of it and I didn't make it through. I would have to go up there to the drop zone and make a risky putt instead of just going like this and getting right up there and being able to take a tap in. And I think that's the best thing that you can do if you're not super confident on your game and everything. I think that's a great thing that you should implement into your game. The next way that I would prepare for a tournament is I would get to know your disc. It's got the flight numbers on there, and you see that, but say I throw this, and then you get Robbie C to throw it, or you get Jonathan to throw it, or even Paul Macbeth to throw it, we're all going to get different flights on it because we all have different ways of throwing. Not all of our throws are the same. We all have different speeds that we can get our arm up to, different arm strengths and everything. So, it's all going to fly different depending on the person. So, get to know the disc as you throw it. Like this one, this river, it has become my favorite disc. And I love it a lot because I got my first ace with a river. And I've thrown it so many times that I know the perfect flight path of this disc. But I give it to a beginner and they go to throw it. They might throw it out 100 feet and not get near the basket because they don't know the disc that well. So what I do sometimes is I'll go out to some parks and I'll take 1, 2, or 3 discs with me, and I'll only throw with those 3. I'll bring a driver, a mid range, and a putter. I get to know the putter. That's how I figure out if I like it or not. I get to know the mid range. That's how I figure does it want to be in my bag. And I get to know the driver. How can I throw this? Is it going to do good in tournaments? And it's going to do different for everybody. So yeah, I think that's a really good thing that you can add to your game. The next thing that I definitely recommend is learn your walk up. I don't have the best and I don't have the worst. It has been worse. Like whenever I first started this channel, it was terrible, but it's gotten better. I've taken my time. So take your time with your walk up. Never rush into it when you're first starting. I always recommend stand at the tee pad or just do a little walk up like this and throw. Don't overcomplicate it because if you rush into it, you're going to mess yourself up. And that's what I had always done. And I finally got to the point where it's like, look, this is screwing me up in tournaments. I definitely need to do better. And also my form. It was terrible. I was never pulling back. I was always swinging out. But now my form has incorporated into a pull and swing kind of thing, but also the flick. So definitely everything that's in your walk up and your form is going to help you. So I definitely recommend working on that all the time, especially right before tournaments. And the last tip that I could give for this little 5 tips that I'm going to give, I think it's been 5, maybe it's been 6, but is going to be putting. Work on your putting every day. Work on it all the time if you can. Don't stay up till midnight and putt like crazy. But definitely putt. Get your warm-up putts in before the tournament. Do anything you can to help your putting because that's where it really comes down to, am I going to make par or am I going to birdie it? Like this is a far shot, but there's people who can putt it from here. So definitely always work on your putting to improve it because that's what depends on if you will do good in your tournaments or if not. So now that I've made it through those 5 little tips that I've given y'all for your game, or maybe 6, I'm going to go ahead and go over what's going on in my head. What am I thinking when I'm getting out on the field? What am I thinking when it's super straight? Like this is a 504 par 3. So what I want to do is typically throw a straighter disc. This is my JLS by Millennium, but I've signed it as my own because it has gotten completely torn up. So yeah, but what I'm thinking right now is I want to get a straighter shot. The basket is in between those 2 trees right there. You might be like, which ones? Yeah, it's pretty far out. But I'm wanting to get it out there. And yeah, I want to throw a really straight shot that can just get it there. So now that I'm out here, I'm in my mind thinking, what do I need to throw? This is a straighter shot. I've got a tree right there. What am I going to do? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this underworld. I'm going to aim with a little bit of hyzer kind of towards the tree to kind of get it closer to the basket. I think that'll be the best play I can do with this. And a little bit too much hyzer, going a little high, but luckily those leaves there did stop it. So what I could do right there is I could go put it in and I'd make it in right there. So this is going to be the last little part of the video that I shoot, giving tips and going through the minds of an MA4 player. And the last part I think it'd be really good to touch on is there's a lot of trees down there. What am I going to do? The basket's way down there, so I got to get through all those trees up there. So what am I going to do? Typically what I like to do is I like to either get up to it or I like to throw through the trees if it's a lot more of a wooded area, which The hanger is not super wood, as y'all can see with how open it's been. But what I would typically do is I might throw a thumber just to get through all these trees, or a forehand depending on it. But typically what I'll do when it's in areas like this, I'll typically throw a backhand with one of my mid ranges because it's around 231 feet. And I'll just try to get up to the basket or even get it in. That'd be great. But I'll just try to get up to the basket and get real close to it and try to cut around all the trees. And just like that, I'm kind of in a perfect line to get right to the basket. So let's go up there and let's just see how I did. All right, so as you can see, I got right here. So what I either want to do is throw right through those two trees right there, or kind of get a forehand on it and kind of try to get it around to it. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And right there to it, well, those branches up there stopped it because you could see that was going to have a really good angle to it, maybe possibly go in. But yeah, I really like that throw, and it wasn't half terrible. But yeah, that's really what's going on in my head whenever I'm playing out here in a tournament or out here on a course when I'm practicing and everything, getting ready for a tournament. So yeah, let's pack on up here and I'll meet y'all at my truck. All right, guys, so I made it back to my truck. I had a really good time today, and I really enjoyed recording this. I hope that y'all really enjoyed it, and don't forget, when I hit 100 subscribers, there's going to be a giveaway, so make sure to follow my Instagram for more information. It is Ethan Does Disc Golf with underscores in between all the spaces, just like my username, or you can go check out my bio. It'll be in there. But yeah, I'm super happy that y'all were able to watch this video today. It meant a lot to me, and make sure to do some of these things before you get into your tournament. But also make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And guys, I'll see you later. Peace.